Good afternoon, Sir Bobby. Or should I do an American accent, Bobby or Bobby?
I prefer Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby. I think definitely.
Welcome to Confessions with Coach K. This is for my listeners. This man here is, and his team, were behind the making of my website and design logos and all the stuff that went behind the scenes. And the company is called the Café Agency. And he's the don of the company. And there are other people as well. Some of them are not available today. So welcome to my show.
Thank you very much. It's absolutely delightful to be here.
How you been? You're very casual. I like that.
Well, trying to
The
be,
heat.
trying to be. Got to kind of keep, got to try and keep cool, haven't you? This outfit may look a little bit ridiculous
No,
come
that's fine.
December, but
I
you
know
know,
it's really
today it's hot.
cool. I actually only have known you when we have met regarding my website and
Yeah.
some chit chats. I don't know anything about the history of Cafe Agency, how it came about.
Yeah.
How did you meet those guys on your website? When I first looked at the website, I thought you guys were rock stars, musicians. You were like a lead guitarist. The way the photographs are, black and white, and the hairstyle.
Yes.
So it looks very much artistic and some musicians, coming on the stage. So tell me how you came about doing all this stuff.
Yeah. So if I go right back
Yeah.
to the start,
Yeah.
I graduated way too long ago.
Okay.
And back in the days where you could still kind of get graduate jobs,
Yeah.
graduate trainee jobs, I ended up working at Max Factor
Mm-hmm.
and kind of loved it, did some
Yeah.
marketing, did some sales, and loved all of the advertising, the marketing, the photo shoots, the branding, all of that kind of side of it. And found my way working into big ad agencies.
Okay.
So this was probably kind of mid 90s or so. And my last agency, last before Café, I interviewed at this agency. They spoke to me 5 times.
Okay.
And their comment was, Bobby, you don't stay anywhere very long.
Yeah.
I subsequently stayed there for 24 years.
Okay.
So that was an agency called JWT, which was part of the WPP group.
Okay.
And I kind of ran business like Duracell,
Yeah.
like Bayer Pharmaceuticals, HSBC. And I just became utterly fascinated
Okay.
with brands,
Yes.
what they mean to people, what they stand for, how people interact with them.
Yeah.
And I've just adored it ever since, really.
Okay. Okay. And thereafter, that's how everything was formed.
Yeah. So, yeah, everything, the cafe piece came about 5 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, relatively recently.
Yeah.
So, I was at JWT, as were my creative partner, Paul, my designer, Nick,
Yeah.
who you know very well,
Yeah.
and Nat, who is our delivery partner.
Okay. There are also some other people on the website as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then there's Pete,
Yeah.
who has built the site. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you a little bit
Yeah.
about the model and,
Yeah.
and how we do things. But yeah, we were all at JWT, and we just started to get
Yeah.
a bit disillusioned.
Mm.
It felt it was all much more about administration and bureaucracy and
Yeah.
spreadsheets than it was about brands and ideas
Yeah.
and being creative and finding a little bit of magic
Yeah.
to sprinkle on things. And that's what I really love.
Okay.
And that's what we've pretty much managed to do
Excellent.
over the last 5 years.
Wow. Wow. Do you think branding is one person or a team?
Oh, it's always a team,
Okay. All right.
always a team,
Okay.
and very much including the client.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were great.
I'm a
Kapil.
one-man company. That's
You're
why I
a
thought.
one-man company, and we love one-man companies.
Yeah.
One of my biggest frustrations in the old days was you would walk into a meeting
Yeah.
to talk about creative,
Yeah.
and there would be 8 people in the room,
Okay.
and none of them were the decision maker.
Okay. All right.
And so you would just go round and round in
Okay.
circles as everyone tried to
Yeah.
guess what their boss really
Yeah,
wanted.
of
So we
course.
love
Yeah.
one-man brand,
Yes.
one-man brands,
Yeah.
not one-man
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. When you heard about me from
Yeah.
Nick Saunders was on my
Yes,
show as well.
That's right.
Hi, Nick. And what did he say to you about me before you approached me? Because it's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
I only knew hardly anyone who were doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I know Nick, I trust him, known him for many years. So something must have happened between you two, communication, for you to approach me, because I know you don't take on people, just anyone.
No,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
We only take on very smart,
Absolutely.
very decent human beings.
More compliments,
obviously.
please. Yeah.
And interesting brands and interesting
course, yeah.
brands and businesses.
Yeah.
So Nick is a really good friend of
Yeah.
mine. But we did a similar project to the one we've done for you for Nick. Nick is a speaker.
Yeah.
He does training around insights discovery.
Yeah.
And he wanted a new
Yeah.
website. He wanted a new brand identity because he was aware that, things are very competitive in the marketplace
Absolutely.
at the moment.
Yeah.
And we started having conversations about his business. And one of my first questions, or one of the first things we do, is look at the competitive marketplace. And, Nick is one of many insights trainers in the country.
Yeah.
So how do you pop? How do you stand out?
Yeah.
How do you just stand for something slightly different, look a little bit different, a little bit more memorable, maybe than some of the other people in the marketplace?
Yeah.
So we work with Nick, and of course you trained Nick when he did the Marathon des Sables.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think you guys ended up having a conversation
a lot of
about
banter
branding.
as well. Yeah.
And he put us in touch, and I heard the sort of work you did.
Yeah.
And, we would have loved to have worked with you anyway. But one of the things that really made all the difference for me was my mum died of Parkinson's a few years ago.
Yeah.
And so when I saw the work you were doing with Parkinson's patients, I was just in. I just wanted to do it. I wanted
thank
to
you
make
for
it
that.
happen. Well,
Thank
you're
you.
well, thank you
Yeah.
for everything you do for people with that horrible, horrible illness.
Yeah, I know it is. I mean, I worked for many years now, and Nick Burner-Price, who's also the podcast with me as well, is through him. Because of him, I've got these people that I've known. I call them Parkinson's persons that I coach with, and I'm very grateful to Nick and his family as well that you've introduced me to these clients and learning while I'm training clients. I think someone once said the best way to learn is to teach. That's the only way. Reading is not going to get you anywhere. You have to teach, to learn. My question to you was regarding, you mentioned branding and the model and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my website in terms of the colors and the logos and all the stuff, the styling.
Yeah.
How do you guys work, and is it through my personality, what I do, or is it something else that you have done before and you think, let me just put a twist on this and see if this works with Kapil? How does that work?
Well, we start off through a process that we call discoveries.
Yeah.
And you are a really important part of that.
Okay.
But there's a couple of other things that we always look at first. So like I say, we look at the competitive environment. And we said to you, who do you aspire to be? Who's good out there? Who's big out there? And you'll remember we looked at a number of those trainers, their sites, their collateral, their social media. And the color that didn't pop was black.
Yeah.
Incredibly alpha male.
Yeah.
Incredibly kind of aggressive, quite macho in its kind of approach.
Yeah. Which has got its own niche, I guess. Yeah.
Which has its own niche, except when everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Then you don't really stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Then we look at culture as well. What are the big trends kind of around? And sure, there's kind of macho and the Trump madness and all that kind of stuff. But, there are also, I think, a lot of people looking for a bit more of a holistic approach to life. Yes, they're looking at fitness training, but they're looking at kind of balance in their life. And that cultural trend seemed to fit incredibly well with what you do. And one of the things that Nick, who is the designer who actually came up with all this loveliness, I can sit here and take the credit for it, but Nick actually was the guy who thought of the fonts and the colors and pulled it all together. When he first read about you and spoke to you, he just went, he's so zen.
Yeah.
Kapil is just so zen. And that was the thing he kept coming back to.
Okay.
I want to get that kind of sense of calmness. And I want to get a little bit of sense of this is something considered rather than, again, as you said to me way back when, if you want a sergeant major type of coach, go somewhere else. That's not me. And so it all hinges on who you are, how we're going to help you to stand out, look different, be different, behave differently.
I'm the same congruent person they see on website to when they see me in person. There's no difference in there.
Really, really important. But we then have to turn that into something that we do think is going to give you a little bit of a competitive edge. And that's the critical thing.
Yeah. It's interesting because I asked different people about my new website. I've sent emails to my family and friends, and I'm going to launch it live everywhere on social media after this show. And everyone's got different feedback.
Ah,
But every generation has got different feedback.
okay.
So my cousins and stuff who are in their 20s,
Yeah.
it's a different feedback to somebody who's in their 50s and
Okay.
40s.
Okay.
So like we said earlier, some of the younger generation, they want that, massive screens and
Yeah.
lots of writing, lot of stuff, a lot of data, and
Right.
do this, do that, and more pictures and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
that wasn't my goal anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that was their view. And anybody that I asked about the age of 40 and stuff, you hit it around the head. Perfect.
Wow, interesting.
That's it. That's it. It's completely different. And what we know we're looking for. There are snippets in there that
Yeah.
say, this is what I do.
Yeah.
These are my qualifications.
Yeah.
That's it. Contact me.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing there, too much stuff on did this. And I've got other extra qualifications. I know my background is martial arts.
Yes.
Which someone said to me, hang on there, 26 years, how come you know? And I said, look, I don't teach martial arts.
Yeah.
I don't practice at the moment because of my knee injury I had. So if I'm not going to teach and practice at the moment, why would I have it on my website? I'm not
Yes.
doing it at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's not the martial art that I'm selling,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though I've got that qualification and
Yeah.
all the experience I have.
Yeah.
And it's because you guys said, okay, what are you looking for and what
Yeah.
do you want to achieve in the future? And the strength and Parkinson's and podcast, those three, triangle, as I call it, stood out.
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm going
Absolutely.
now in the future. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why it stands
Well,
out.
it's always great to hear the market
Yeah,
research live on air.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah.
that, Kapil.
No, so I'm really happy
But
with it.
but what I think is really interesting in that is I take market
Yeah.
research and conversations
Yeah,
because this
yeah.
is basically research very, very seriously. But there's always an element as well of what people say
Yeah.
versus what they actually do. And we're often not very self-aware.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you're saying some of the younger people wanting more information, maybe wanting more words, more pictures I get.
Yeah.
But actually they have the shortest attention spans of anybody
Yeah.
around at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
So again, they may be saying
Yeah.
what they think they would like to
Yeah.
see.
But then what
But
in reality?
actually what
Yeah.
kind of works is keep it, they're that generation. They're
Yeah.
just the scrollers.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's
but-
why it's different.
and these things you always have to start somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
And then over time,
Yeah.
of course, then, we've already talked about having
Yeah.
a blog page at
Yeah.
some point. Tweaking those lists, getting a little
Yes.
bit of feedback. These things should never be sort of set in stone.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think this is my fourth website.
Right.
Same title.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's my fourth one that I've actually involved many people. The others were just one or two people that I knew.
Yeah.
And they taught me how to use and do myself things. So it was very much, I don't know, I wouldn't call it your level, but it was something very, very basic, which was I was asking for anyway. But this is something different. I'm asking for basic from very professional people, which took us months and weeks to come up with this.
Yeah.
So I think this will probably stay now for many decades.
I hope
And
so.
Yeah,
I
because
hope so.
I like it. So
Yeah. Hopefully it's about tweaking now and just making sure it stays current.
absolutely, yeah.
Because things do move on, and where you sit in Google search algorithms and stuff like that
Things will-
requires
yeah.
making changes to content and bloody blah, and that's another
Absolutely,
whole
yeah,
world.
yeah. How do you guys deal with the AI in terms of in your work, in your field of work?
Yeah, I mean, it's changing everything
Yeah.
right now. We're using it more and more. We're learning incredibly rapidly.
Yeah.
But let me give you a few examples, which, it is really fascinating. So we've just received a brief to create some training videos in a really technical category. So it's one of these, we get the information in and then it's kind of like, whoa, okay, what does this actually mean? And we've signed up to an AI site called Synthesia, I think it is. They make training videos.
Okay.
And we just wanted to do a bit of a trial run. So we've written a kind of a dumbed down our version of the script.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. I just wanted to see the potential of this thing. So I've put it in. You choose a presenter.
Yeah.
You tell them what the category is. Obviously, it understands the words that are being said. You give it the script.
Yeah.
And it's come back to us with a little 2-minute trial film of someone talking to camera. It's actually in the railway sector.
Okay.
And then suddenly, it cuts to a train coming across a bridge, which we haven't given them.
Yeah,
We haven't given them any of the materials. So we're testing out on things like that.
Okay.
creatively, the possibilities are enormous.
Endless, yeah, infinity.
Absolutely
Yeah,
endless.
yeah,
So we've done some really interesting animation
yeah.
things. Well, we did a fun thing for you. So
Yeah, I know, yeah.
so the
Yeah.
picture of Kapil on
Yeah.
his website is
You know, it's so funny.
yeah,
For all the time that I spent with my photographer in the park.
yeah.
This is the 2 weeks before you came in the park. All the photos we took, all the drone shots we took, we spent I don't know how many hours. And the picture we chose was the one that I never posed for.
Yeah.
It was I was looking at the deers waiting for them to pass, and he took a snap. And I'm like, and that's the one that we used it.
And
And
that's
I'm like,
why.
this is what. How did this happen? Because
Yeah.
it's just something it was not planned at all.
And often the spontaneous stuff,
Yeah.
the things that happen around the edges
Yeah.
of what you plan to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
can be much, much fresher. I
Yeah.
mean, it was really nice. Thank you for the compliment of what you said about our website
Yeah.
and the photos on there. We worked with a professional photographer
Yeah,
who is
yeah.
a friend of ours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she did an amazing job. And she just has this uncanny ability
Yeah.
to make people relax
Yeah. Yeah.
and then do slightly silly things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we kind of gave her the brief of, can you give us some corporate headshots that don't look like corporate headshots? And she went, brilliant, great,
Okay.
that's great.
It's like a Zen with an edge.
A Zen with an edge,
Yeah, that's it.
exactly.
Wow,
Zen with
okay.
an edge and a bit of party,
Yeah.
and I don't know what. I
I
mean,
think that would be like if you had to put some smoke in there with like cigars and
Yeah,
guitars,
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
well, you mentioned the music thing. So
Yeah.
this lady is called Jessica van der Vet. and
Okay.
Fabulous photographer, brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant person. And she does quite a lot of work in the music industry.
See, kind of.
So you
yeah.
spotted it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So she does a lot of work with Fatboy Slim. She's
Okay.
Brighton based, as is
Yeah.
he.
Yeah.
So she's actually about to do, I think it's Fatboy Slim's 40th anniversary coming up.
I know because I used to work for Virgin Records in the 90s. So when their albums and singles were coming out,
Yeah.
I used to work there.
Right.
So Richard Branson's, yeah, it was
Amazing.
my second retail job. And I think it's the
Yeah.
best ever. I feel sorry for the young generation. They would never be able to work in the environment in music that way because music is now just on Spotify and everywhere else. So, but that was 3 or 4 years I was there before I went to my university. It was fantastic.
Great
I
fun.
loved it, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I remember all those names and I'm like, wow, this is
Yes.
like going back in time.
Yeah.
So,
I have a really good friend who managed to work in that industry for about 20 years.
yeah, yeah.
And one of the jobs he had was a while. You remember all the now that's what they call music
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah,
things,
yeah.
compilation
Yeah,
albums.
yeah.
And he didn't work for anyone quite
Yeah,
as prestigious as that. But he basically, his job was to make mixtapes
Okay, all right.
that sold.
That's okay.
So he just had to sit and listen to music and go, yeah, I'll put that track with that
Yeah.
one, and I'll do
Yeah.
a 70s soul one
Yeah.
and a 90s dance,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it's like, I can't believe you get paid to
Yeah, I
do
know.
that
Yeah,
for a
but they were
living.
selling it, so yeah.
I know.
CDs and I remember CDs and cassettes,
Yeah.
singles and albums, yeah.
Yeah, great
Those
fun.
days, oh my
Great
god.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you think, not in your industry, but every industry, do you think people may become less creative with AI? Because I think it's like not much to think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always, sometimes when I'm writing an email, if it's a professional email or a complaint, I write an email and I tell AI, can you professionally write this for me? It comes out so good.
Yeah.
Even though it's my words, I'm like, why didn't I think of this? And I'm thinking, I want to be that creative person doing it like the AI does.
Yeah.
So do you think in 5, 10, 15 years time, people will just be like, yeah, I'll just type in and get it done. I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah.
It's so easy. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I really think
Yeah.
so. And I think, I mean, the potential impact is enormous
Yeah.
in many positive ways, but in incredibly negative ways as well. And I think you're right. I mean, the other way that we're really using AI is in that sort of discoveries phase.
Yeah.
We asked pretty much the first thing we do is we will go, okay, can we look at a category?
Yeah.
Who's in the category? What are the main selling lines? What are the main sort of conversations people are having? And we ask AI to do it. Now, in the past, that could maybe take us a week or so of piling through website after website, cutting and pasting copy, reading everything, going, that's interesting, that's not interesting. then go, then you've looked at 20 sites, and then you go, now I've got to come up with some conclusions of what we've kind of looked at. And that comes with almost the touch of a button.
Yes. Yeah.
The skill is knowing the prompts.
Of course, this is the thing.
What are the questions to ask? My fear, though, is, and this is the bit I can't see how this is going to resolve itself, is I think for someone like me who's had to do the grunt work all my career and knows the questions to ask, for me it's kind of like, I'll ask the question. One of the things I love with AI more than anything, particularly on things like ChatGPT, is arguing with it.
Yeah.
And then just go, oh, come on, you can do better than that.
Yeah.
That's really boring.
Yeah.
That is such an obvious answer. Come again. Don't be quite so, be a little bit more, think a bit more laterally.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. But what that's going to do is all those kind of generations of 22, 23-year-olds that came in the industry aren't going to come into the industry.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where the industry will be in 10, 20 years' time.
Yeah.
Because that funnel is not going to get filled.
I think
it really isn't.
To me, if AI is used in the medical field, to heal people, to treat people, or in the aviation for safety and all the stuff, I see that positivity there. But in the other stuff, I don't know, like you, I don't know where it's going to go and how some people will misuse it, you know, and they can do that if they knew how to. So that's the only worry I have. Don't know if you or any of your team have any children. I'm just thinking in terms of social media and Instagram and stuff, how it affects them as well. So I don't know how you deal with it. So, and I've had a lot of guests who have children, some are grown-ups, and they try their best so that the children cannot access certain things, but they can only happen at home. When they go out, somebody else has got access to it.
You have absolutely no control. And I mean, my daughter's 22 now and has come out the other side. Okay. Pretty good. Good. Bloody good, actually.
Well, wonderful parents. So
Well, you're very kind. Of course. But it is a worry, and I'm really glad she has chosen to go down a medical route. She's qualified as a physiotherapist now.
Excellent.
And I think anything where you're kind of hands-on, one-to-one, I think AI will assist. It will help. It will help in diagnosis. It will help in kind of solutions. But I think in that world of one-to-ones, I think you stand a pretty good chance of keeping a job, keeping a career. But I think I'm hearing things like, basic level accountancy, bookkeeping. You don't need people. Things like basic level law. Again, the AI can come up with, if you need your house conveyance on your house done, you press the button and go. It knows all the right things to do. So the accuracy rate is almost certainly going to be better. The worrying thing is that an awful lot of people will lose their jobs.
This is it.
And the people who own all this kit are going to get disgustingly wealthy.
Absolutely, I always wonder which industry you may not need AI. You may not need it.
Right.
So maybe in therapy sessions, counseling, I don't know. I think it'll be just one-on-one. There is no point having AI, asking AI, I'm feeling this way. Can you help me?
But, for now.
For now,
But at some point, I guess you're going to get some kind of, at the moment we look at a bot, and a bot is something that sits on a computer, but a bot that then looks like you or me and is sitting on a sofa and can ask those questions. Hopefully that's a little bit further out. Funny enough, I was going to say my nephew, who's in his mid-30s now, he was working in like David Lloyd clubs.
That was my second job.
Okay. So he was working for them. He was kind of duty manager or whatever. I think, on all intents and purposes, moving up through bigger clubs. He was doing well. And as he put it, which I thought was great, he just said there's got to be more to life than people complaining about their towels. And he's retrained as a plumber.
Okay.
So I actually think those sort of, it's quite old-fashioned kind of careers and jobs, which are physical.
Electrician and all that.
Electricians, carpenters, roofers, those kind of things. Although I saw a clip on Instagram recently of a robot plastering a wall.
Wow.
Now, okay, that's a relic. I guess it's flat,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I know,
You
but you had to, yeah.
But I honestly, I think
Mm.
the more kind of physical
Yeah.
and that intense kind
Yeah.
of one-to-one, the better chance you've probably got of
Don't
keeping
quote
a job.
me on this, but someone once said they can't actually get a robot to play table tennis. It's just not,
Right.
because the way the game is designed, it just wasn't moved that way.
Fascinating.
So it's like,
Yeah.
so they have to come up with something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm thinking if they can do many things, but like you said, plastering is
Yeah.
one-dimensional, I think. So
Yes, I think
in
that's
certain
right.
sports, you have to be multi-dimensional. So
Yeah.
then it probably is quite slow or
Yeah.
doesn't move and think that
Yeah.
way. So
Yeah. But, never say never.
never
I
say
mean, that's
never,
the
yeah.
problem. I can
Absolutely.
remember 30 years ago, the first of my clients who came and said, right, we want a website. And we
Yeah,
went,
yeah.
okay, we didn't really know what that
Yeah,
meant, but
yeah,
we'd,
yeah.
and it was effectively, it was
Yeah.
a PDF you could scroll through online. I mean,
Yeah.
it was truly awful and
Yeah.
dollars dishwater.
Yeah.
And, and then we got into, social
Yeah.
and things started to become
Yeah.
two-way.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to know what will be doable. But the one thing you can guarantee, if someone is saying you can't teach a robot to play table tennis,
Yeah.
someone will go, well,
Yeah.
I will then.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
crack
that's
it. And they will.
That probably will. You're right.
They absolutely will.
Wow.
We've come a long way from Daleks and
Yeah.
things like that, things with wheels and yeah.
Do you think there's going to be a progression for you and your team from cafe agency to something else, but still the same brand name, but
Yeah.
something a little bit creative, but completely different field, where you can, like you said, there's always other avenues there that you can explore.
Yeah.
Where do you think that there's something there for you and people in your field as well, where they can venture out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, all
But
right.
I think we're very much in the process of working some of that out. When we set Cafe up, initially it was me, Paul, and Nick,
Yeah.
and we set out with this kind of sense. We called it Cafe
Yeah.
because we work best when we work together and drink
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
That's our kind of
Absolutely.
strap
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
and that's all about collaborating. Again, back in the old days, a lot of the time it felt that was a them and us with our clients. The clients would come with the briefs and they obviously had the money and they paid for things, but they didn't understand our creativity and they didn't deserve us. And, we wanted to get over that them and us kind of piece. We wanted to really kind of collaborate with people.
Okay.
But then the actual direction that we took, we didn't really have a view on the type of clients, the size of clients we might work with. And, we have worked with a couple of really big clients and we didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's something about kind of small scaling up businesses where we
The
are
hunger
quite
they
close.
have.
The hunger,
Yeah.
the entrepreneurship,
drive,
the
yeah.
drive, the fact that we are close to the founders.
Yeah.
Most of the time we've never really been more than about, other than 2 or 3 examples, haven't really been more than 1 or 2 people away from the person who runs the company.
Okay.
And then you can really get under the skin of it, and then you can really make a difference to the businesses.
Okay.
So, to come to your question, which is, will we change? We will, and how we're changing already is we're doing.
You're evolving, basically.
We're evolving, but we're evolving away from more and more of the delivery.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're not doing the social posts. We're not doing, the day-to-day, the business as usual type of campaigns. We will set the strategy. We will set the big ideas. We will design a website. We might design, things like trade shows, stands, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Still doing TV ads or online content. But when it then comes to, right now we need 25 posts a week, that's not us.
Okay.
Because that's really a factory at that point.
Okay.
And I think what we have is, 30 odd years of experience each to problem solve and then come up with creative and strategic solutions for our clients.
Did Paul and Nicholas have a similar background to yours from Max Factor?
They were but they not Max Factor, but they were also at JWT,
Okay.
the big agency we worked at. Paul was a creative director there, so we had worked on some projects together. Nick ran the design studios, so Nick had sort of 60 or 70 designers working for him.
Okay.
And I think what we've all really enjoyed, again, with Café is being really hands-on.
Yeah.
We do it.
Yeah.
We have the conversations. We're sitting down and going, well, why do you want to do that?
Yeah. You question.
Are you sure about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, quite often one of my favorite things in the job is challenging the brief.
Yeah.
And, you know, sit down with clients who will kind of go, well, we really want this and we want to do this. And I think, stand for that. And you kind of go, you sure?
Yeah.
Why do you think that then?
Yeah.
And we had a project recently where, you know, a client came to us and gave all the problems they were facing.
Yeah.
And it was in the US and it was in the healthcare sector. And he said, so what I want is I need a campaign to talk to, you know, procurement and doctors in American hospitals. And it's kind of like, but what you've just described as the problem is not an advertising issue. It's a product quality issue. So before you think about doing, what you don't want to do is put this product into any more people's hands until it works properly.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so they went into a round of R&D. So we had to take a step back.
Yes.
It stopped us kind of earning for a while, but it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because actually, if the campaign had been successful, it would have been a disaster for the business.
Of course, yeah.
So it's just not being afraid to kind of challenge and question. And so that, I think, is what we'll do more and more, is solve the big strategic questions that people have.
Yeah.
Come up with creative ideas, creative design, and then say, right, in your main channels, so like in your case, in the website, how can we bring that to life?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, here are the assets. So you'll put out some social posts. Or you'll, you know, everyone knows someone who knows someone who does a bit of social. So we then create the tools that people can do then to just keep that regular flow go out. But we're less and less interested in that side, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think there's one thing I liked about you guys is there are times when I said, you know what, I think we should go for that. And you'll say, I agree. Pete will say, yes, he's right. But then there are times when I say, why? You ask me why. So you do agree if you really think that what I'm saying is.
Absolutely.
But when I have been many times when I was making so many changes, you said, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
This is not who you are.
Yeah.
So because sometimes I don't know who I am unless I hear from other people how I work with them. When they're in my presence, they get that feeling about me.
Yeah.
So if that feeling comes on the website, so when they meet me in person, it has to be congruent.
Yeah.
So whatever my thoughts might be about me,
Yeah.
it may not be similar how you see it.
Yeah.
So and that's where you are very good at taking that out and then building that person online.
Yeah.
So which I quite liked actually. And I don't know how you guys work with 8 or 9 people. Just working with me was like, you know, even though we did have a chat for an hour every time we met. But when you said earlier, 8 people walking in and none of them had any power to decide.
No.
So, yeah.
No, it's a nightmare. You know, I mean, a couple of things in there, I think, you know, the power of the right questions.
Yeah.
So I love the question, you know, what's the problem we're trying to solve?
Yeah.
Why do you need a new website?
Yeah.
And you told us why you need it. And it's like, agreed. Yeah, you do. Yeah. And then the other one, and this is so far from rocket science, is just why?
Yeah.
And then why again? And why again?
Yeah.
And it's not because I think folk are wrong, but it's how do you get to the nub?
Yeah.
So often I'll hear someone going, this is the problem I've got.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, okay, tell me a bit more on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I think you're actually saying is that there's a problem behind the problem.
Yes.
And then maybe there's even another problem behind that.
Yeah.
So it's just that, don't stop at the superficial thing that needs fixing.
Yeah.
Just keep getting into the
nitty-gritty.
Into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this, Kapil, but I love this. When you first came to us, you said, right, my colour's purple. And I really like the kind of the infinity sign K, but it's not quite working at the moment. So I went away, briefed that to Nick, the designer. And because Nick, you know, and again, first rule of advertising is give clients what they want.
Yes,
And then go, but what about?
Yeah.
And Nick did the purple, played around with the
Yeah,
logo, and then came up with lots of other ones.
I said,
And then we came back and literally went, right, I don't like the purple and I don't like the variations on the old logo. Let's go all new. And it's like, great. But
I remember that.
you
Yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah,
known that until
yeah,
you saw it.
yeah. This is it. Yeah, that's why every time I told you guys, can I see it visually? Just want to see how it looks like, how it does feel like when I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
It's like when you see an iPhone on their website, but when you go to the store and hold it, it's a different feeling. It's about touch and how it feels, and
Yeah,
you put
yeah.
color in afterwards. Yeah, of course. But it's one of those things that you want to see. Oh, this actually, looks, and they are right. This is not me,
Yeah.
and that's how it goes really well. And to be honest, maybe I'm the only Indian, but I don't like gold. I've never liked gold. Indian culture love gold. I always wear silver. So when you
Okay.
suggested gold, I'm like, really? But then when I saw the design, I said, yeah, I think that actually looks well. Yeah,
I know.
maybe deep down the cultural thing came out as well. So and it
Yes.
stands out, okay, in gold,
Yeah.
light gold as well. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
dark gold. So all those things that I didn't like, I started liking it. I'm thinking, yeah, this
Yes.
they are right.
Yeah.
And because a lot of stuff I do medical conditions, even though I work with non-medical
Yeah.
persons and clients, there's something in me that I work with some people that connection, empathy, compassion that comes into play, and that has to be relayed on the website.
Yeah.
Rather than just standing there with you, Nick and Pete with six pack and skipping rope. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. No,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely. My favourite part of the design work we did for you,
Yeah.
which we can't see on the screens, of
Yeah.
course, is the actual logo. The
Oh yes.
it
Everyone
is
loves that. Yeah.
the two arms
Yeah.
with the
Yeah. Which is the balance, which is what Nick said to me.
all
But
about
if you
balance, crossed arms.
yeah.
It works on lots of
Yeah.
different levels.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone
And
asked me, "How come you got crossed arms?" That's quite defensive. I said that because I'm always right. That was my answer. I said, "No,
and
so
again,
yeah,
you can't please all the people all the time.
no.
But I think it just has that kind of
Yeah.
it's not actually
Yeah.
crossed arms. It's
Yes,
flat
yeah,
arms like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But that was one of those where I guess one of the things I love about my
Yeah.
job is I do live in a world where we think graphically
Yeah.
and visually a
Yeah.
lot of the time. It's not about the words and what things
Yeah.
say. It's what is the impact
Yeah.
and what's the kind of emotional response
yeah,
to what you're saying. And again, Nick had probably in that particular round come up with about 8 different
Yeah.
ways of doing it. And I saw that one and it was just like, oh my God,
yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
That is it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very hard to rationalize
Yes.
why.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is
Something quite innate.
yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
it's that
yeah.
left hand,
Yeah,
right hand
yeah,
side of the brain.
yeah.
Rationally, it makes sense, but emotionally, I'm just going yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the one.
Nobody's complaining about the logo. Everyone loves it. Everyone does it.
Excellent.
So yeah.
I know.
And with the podcast, I thought I'll just keep Confessions because it's slightly separate from my Coach K.
Totally.
So having a logo there, I said no, I'm going to have it this separate.
Yeah.
Coaching would be my logo. So even though they're all connected,
Yeah.
but I want to keep it something separate, something different to my coaching. So
Yeah, yeah. And it's so on brand.
Yeah,
It feels like part of your
Yeah,
brand
yeah.
by, the intentional misspelling
yeah,
with the K
Yeah.
and Coach K.
Yeah.
It's like, I get, my job isn't to try and fix things that don't need fixing.
No,
and,
yeah.
when you said I want to keep the name, it's like, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Not questionable at all.
And the funny thing is those lines underneath my letters. I never noticed them when I was in A&E with my mother.
Yeah.
I'm emailing you from the hospital, and you said, and you texted me. I said, we've sent you this before. You don't like the lines, and I thought, has he? And I looked at all the paperwork. I said, yes, he has. And you also told me because you wanted them to stand out.
Yeah.
That line under the K as well, and that's the design. It wasn't that something that was behind the website screen. I'm like, oh no.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it's a
know.
boo boo from me. So yeah. So
Yeah, but again, it's right
Yeah.
to question.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's right to question because you want to make sure it's what you want it to
Yeah,
be. And
yeah.
like you say, you don't want to be reinventing this again
Yeah,
in
no.
a year or 3 years.
No.
Or,
This is going to stay now. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why,
yeah.
But it's cool.
But if you've got any other projects,
Oh yeah,
you
I've
know.
told people about you guys. So hey,
Beautiful,
who knows? So
beautiful.
there's some therapists and there's some even a plumber as well. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
honestly.
So yeah, so it'll be pretty good.
Very good.
Now on my previous podcast, I introduced kind of a new thing about.
I'm nervous now.
So I give you numbers to choose from, and there's a question under that number. Since Nicholas is not here, Pete's not here,
Yeah.
I'll make you answer three of them.
Oh
So,
my
so
God.
yeah, and
Okay.
they're very good questions as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw out the numbers to you.
Okay. I need a drink before we start this. Okay.
So there are some questions that have been already answered by my previous guest, so I can't ask you those.
Mm.
I've got plenty, so I'm going to ask you to choose between number 10 and 20. Like it make it easy.
Oh, I think it's got to be number 10.
Number 10. Ooh, let me just check. What are you missing most in your life?
Oh my God. Nothing deep.
Don't say golf.
What? No. No. What am I missing most in my life? I would say I have always been a real jack of all trades.
Okay.
So I embrace loads of things.
Mm.
So I'm a Chelsea supporter, but I go 6 times a year.
Yeah.
I'm not a season ticket
Yeah.
holder, I'm a member.
How far does Nick go? Chelsea
Oh, he
supporter.
goes to nearly all the
he
home
lives
games.
there, I
Yeah,
think.
he lives there. He lives there. And very selfishly, his son has grown up into a Chelsea fan.
I know,
now.
yeah, I met
and
him
I always used to
yesterday.
get the spare ticket
Yeah.
when one of Nick or his brother couldn't go.
And
But I've gone down the list now. I've gone down the priorities. So yeah, so I like football. I love music. I love going to see live music.
Yeah.
But because I've loved my work and because I love my work, and it has always taken up a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's long days
Yeah.
and such like. I'm not sure I've ever quite found my thing for me.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm not quite sure what that would be.
Classic car. We spoke about that.
Could be classic car.
Yeah.
Sounds very expensive.
I know,
though, Bill,
yeah.
that's the problem. But, you know, I play guitar to an okay level.
Okay. Acoustic or you play?
Acoustic and electric.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a strummer.
Okay,
You know, there's
okay,
nothing very
yeah,
fancy
yeah,
in what I
yeah.
do. And, you know, here I am, you know, somewhat later in life, and I've never played in a band.
Okay.
You know, holy shit, I should be in a
Yeah.
band.
Yeah. Why not?
I've got to
Yeah.
get up on a stage and
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
even if it was 2 or 3
Call it
songs.
Barbie.
Yeah.
American.
Yeah, Barbie. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say, you know, I feel like I've got a very full, very interesting life.
Yeah.
But what's my thing? What's my thing? And I would still, maybe I'll never find it because I like lots of things.
Yeah, of course. But
I
you may
would
do.
like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do something a little deeper,
Okay.
I think,
All right.
than
Okay.
maybe I have at the moment.
If you were in a band, what
Yeah.
would be your stage name?
Oh.
Oh, just thought about it.
Oh. Well, I used to work with a Venezuelan lady who
Yeah.
was great fun,
Yeah.
who somehow gave me a nickname which stuck with all my work colleagues. I
Okay.
can't believe I'm going to tell.
Go for it.
Which was Bobalicious.
Bubblicious. Okay.
So Bobalicious B, I
Okay.
think, would be. Sounds more like a rapper,
yeah.
I think. But Bobalicious,
Yeah.
I think. There we go. We'll go with that one.
Bubblicious B. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay. Now
There's
11.
another one.
Oh,
11?
gone.
Oh, no,
Oh,
another
there are
question.
two more. Yeah.
Okay.
11 to 20 now.
11 to 20.
Yeah. Any number.
Okay, I'm going to go 13. I'm lucky for some. I'll take it.
Who was the first person to believe in you?
Ooh. You know what? I think I would have to say my folks. My mum and dad were very supportive,
Okay.
but in kind of quite a quiet way. I was the first I'm the youngest of 3.
Yeah.
I was the first in our family to go to uni.
Yeah.
Mum and dad are from a generation where, you know, mum left school at 14. Dad was really bright, so he stayed till 15.
Okay.
You know, just unbelievable,
Yeah.
really. And so, and my dad particularly was a very smart man.
Yeah.
But they were just a gentle kind of presence in my life. And when it came to going to uni, we had lots of conversations about, well, your brother didn't and your sister didn't, and they've both got good jobs, and wouldn't you be better? And just generally in life, and I remember I started uni when my dad turned 62.
Okay.
So literally, he had 3 years of paying
Yeah.
for me. 'Cause in those days, it was grants, but he had to top up and extra money. And, it was the last 3 years that he could have been saving that money for his retirement. But without any, issue at all, they went, you go then, if you
Okay,
really think it's the
excellent.
right thing.
Yeah.
And then just generally in life, they were kind and supportive, and they weren't pushy.
Yeah.
They didn't drive me or my brother, but they let us kind of find our path, and then were very positive and supportive behind it. So,
But you come across sometimes, maybe family, sometimes and friends, when you are changing, making a change. Not everyone likes it. They'll
Yeah.
bring you down sometimes. They
Yeah.
say, this is not you. Why are you doing this?
yeah,
Almost like they don't have that faith in you.
yes,
And I've come across many people that way. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that happens
yeah.
as well.
yeah,
And
yeah,
every time when I see interviews of celebrities or successful people, they say, I want to prove these people wrong.
Yeah.
I want to prove
yes,
X, Y, Z wrong. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Just do
Yeah.
what you have to do. If just prove yourself
Yes.
that you can do something.
yeah,
Because what happens is when you've proven them wrong, what's next? Because you did something for them to feel
Yeah.
good or bad, whatever it is. It's not
Yeah.
you.
no,
So I sometimes don't understand when people say that. And I know why they're saying it.
Mm.
Because negativity all their lives is I'm going to prove you wrong that I can do
Yeah.
this. But to me, it's always been, maybe that's why I'm Zen.
yeah,
It's about me. Let me just do this thing. If it works, it's fun. If it doesn't, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be noise coming in, plus and
Yeah.
minus, positive and negative. I'll
Yeah.
take some and I won't listen to something else.
yes,
But there has been time where people will bring you down and some are not happy when you're doing
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Have you come across that as well?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I think I've certainly learned that it's very hard, certainly in a work sense, to achieve and go places without people on your side, without a mentor, without a boss who's going to go, okay, you're good at that.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can.
Yeah.
You can't do it all on your own. And I can be guilty of kind of going,
Yeah.
I'm in this zone,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to get on and do
Yeah.
it. And you can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
I think with those people who kind of bring you down,
Yeah.
there's a couple that spring to mind, and one was one of my early bosses in Max Factor days. And I remember this lady was so quick to tell me when what I'd done wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And whenever I did anything that
Yeah.
was good,
Worthwhile. Yeah.
her comment was, "That's fine."
Oh
And
my God.
it was the best I ever got out of her was "That's fine." And one of, I guess, my character traits is I'm kind of not afraid to tell people what I think. And I called her up on it to her face and just said, I'm sorry, I'm not having this. You criticize me when I don't do exactly the way you want things. You tell me to go off and do it in the way I think is right. Then you tell me it's wrong. And on the rare occasion you like what I've done, you say it's fine. You do know that, don't you? It's the best you've ever said to me is fine. And she was really shocked. But what was funny on that one, my response to that was about 6 months later, she went off on maternity leave. And so my promise to myself was I would have found another job by the time she came back. And I did. And I got a promotion and I got more money. And it was kind of like, but I'm also a big believer that the knocks along the way don't half help. You can't. There's so much written these days about how kids are, you have to celebrate everything a kid does. You've graduated in coming home from school today. And, I love kind of positive affirmation, but you need the knocks.
Yes, of course.
Life will always knock you back.
I always say that of a lot of people who came into my life who were not very good, and whatever you call it, very, very few family members, but friends, relationships, lies, betrayal, whatever you call it. All those things actually have made me who I am.
Yeah, totally.
It made me a better person. I'm like, and I'm a kind of a guy where I said, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm done. That's it. I don't go back when I say I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like there's no point getting angry. You know, when people say you made me angry, I said, no, you made the choice to become angry.
Yeah.
You can just walk away.
Yeah.
Whatever your tools you use, just walk away from it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
And people are people. Human
Yeah.
beings will behave sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't know why they're behaving that way. They may have their own reasons. And just say forgive them and walk away. Don't associate with them because they're horrible. Just walk away. It's better for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you keep getting angry all the time, it's going to affect you and your health.
No,
So
it's
the
not
best
good.
way is
It's
wish
not
them
good.
all the best. That's
Yeah.
it.
I do get angry.
Yeah.
I do have a temper.
Yeah, yeah.
It's described as my red mist. And
Okay.
again, an old boss of mine said, he said, like, you're the nicest man in the world until the red mist comes. And he said, it comes from nowhere.
Yeah,
I can't spot it. And I think I'm better than I used to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
But I think I'm quite an emotional person, and
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of.
It's a passion as well. Sometimes
It
people have,
is.
yeah, yeah.
It's a passion, and I have a. I think I have a ludicrous s- sense of right and
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I think something is
Yeah.
wrong, and
Yeah.
particularly if I think people are treating other people badly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I find it quite hard
Yeah, yeah.
not to express myself.
Yes, I think sometimes my downfall is my high integrity. I'm very much that way, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, at the schools I went to, my headmaster was ex-military, ex-army. And, you know, I wanted to go in the army as well, but I went in the police instead.
Yeah, yeah.
Police. All this stuff kind of brings in law, order, discipline. I've always been, and martial arts, 26 years,
Yeah,
law,
yeah,
order,
yeah.
discipline. All that stuff is in me all the
Yeah.
time. So integrity and loyalty and honesty are like
Yeah.
foundation. But I know human beings don't work that way all the time.
I know.
So I cannot expect other person to be like me. So
No.
so there's no way it's going to work for them. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a bit kind of like a kind of champagne cork
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
when that's going to come out? It's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to kind of
yeah,
come out.
yeah, yeah.
But again, as I've gotten older and
yeah.
you experience more and more things, you kind of go, oh God, I
Your
can see
red
where
mist
this
is fine
going.
now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's just fine.
That's fine. Last one. Last
Okay.
question. Let's
Okay,
see.
what have you got for
So
me?
13 is done now. So between 10 and 20, 10 is done, 13 is done.
Why don't I go 17?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, great.
What message would you want to engrave on your tombstone? I was fine. I was better than fine. I was the best.
Yeah. You know what? I would. Sometimes I start talking before I've done the thinking, so I'm just going to try. Going to buy a bit of time.
Yeah.
What would I like on my tombstone?
See, I think in my culture I'll be cremated, so there'll be no tombstone for me.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll
well,
just
I
buy
would be created as well. But
yeah.
my favourite ever inscription on a tombstone was Spike Milligan.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that, which was, I told them I wasn't well. Which, you know,
I like that. That's really good.
It's great, isn't it? Which I adore. I might go for something. You know, I've had conversations before with people about, 3 words that might describe you.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be a bad thing. And so if I did something like that, I hope it might be maybe something like sharp, kind, funny.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd be with
Okay.
that. Or, of when I was sort of saying about finding my one thing, the closest thing I've got to my thing, I would say, is music, but listening to music.
Okay.
And I particularly love soul music. And so, and I'm not going to be able to give you the line, but if I could find a lyric, so a song lyric.
Is Marvin Gaye soul music?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So a Marvin kind of line, a Stevie Wonder line.
Yeah.
Before I called to say I love you, because it all went a bit wrong from there.
Yeah.
I think something along those lines. Or the other sort of genre of music is kind of sort of indie rock, but particularly sort of 80s stuff. So I love the Smiths.
Yeah.
And Morrissey wrote some insane lyrics. So I would imagine that I would, yeah, somewhere between Marvin and Morrissey.
Morrissey. Okay.
I'd find a
All right.
quote, I think.
A
and-
Spark Milling is the best one, I think. Yeah, I love
yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's
I
good,
love,
isn't
it's
it?
really
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah,
it's really good.
yeah.
Did you watch the Bob Dylan movie? I'm not a music fan, but it's a great movie.
Yes, my wife's seen it. I
It's
haven't seen
really
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about him, but
Yes. Yeah.
but I don't know about his life. And even in the movie, there was no mention about his parents or
Okay.
siblings. Nothing there. I don't know if anything online. Nothing.
No,
So
I don't.
he must be in his 80s now. Or,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
I think so.
Rod Stewart was in the 80s on the Glastonbury Festival.
I know.
Guy is still rocking.
Wow. It was awful.
Well, but the voice
He's
has
still
changed.
there though.
Yeah,
yeah,
still
the
there.
voice is not.
Yeah,
what it
wearing jeans. Yeah,
was,
voice.
so-
Of course, man. After all those years, yeah.
I know.
So
And Debbie Harry turned
yeah.
80 this week.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
So Debbie Harry was one of my kind of teenage
Yeah,
crushes,
yeah.
but also what a band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blondie were an amazing band.
Yeah. Simply
Great.
Red guy was there. Paul.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Simply Red
Yeah.
is no, not Paul.
No. I
Are
forgot
you
his
thinking
name.
Paul Weller, who was the
No.
Jam?
What's the guy's name?
Name. Oh God, I can picture him.
Is it Mike? No, Mike.
No.
No. Oh man,
Let's talk
Simply
about
Red.
something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. Damn.
Can't
Yeah, he
remember.
was there as well. I think doing Rod Stewart as well. So Hackner.
Oh, Mick Hucknall,
Mick
Simply
Hucknall,
Red.
Hucknall,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
it, Simply Red. Yeah.
Simply Red. Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
I
Yeah.
used to have his concerts as well. Years ago, I don't know if you ever Wembley Arena and conference. I used to live in the area in the 90s.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians came there to perform as well,
Yeah.
and the stadium and also in the arena as well. That's going back in time.
I know. I know.
But yeah,
And that's one of the things I still love. I love going to gigs still.
okay,
And again, I mentioned I got a 22-year-old daughter, and that's a great way of keeping up with
you been to
newer
Glastonbury?
music. I've never been
Yeah,
to Glastonbury.
yeah. Don't know if it's
It's
my
just
thing. I
terrible.
don't know.
I think I'd love it. I'm not sure I could do that many people.
I'll do like 4 hours and I'll come back.
Yeah.
I like my hotels and big bed and bathrooms. I'm not living in a tent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
It's
kind of
not.
with you on that.
Yeah,
as well.
sorry, we just
Yeah.
confessions time. Yeah,
Yeah, I did a lot of corporate travel and stayed
Yeah.
in some lovely hotels, so it's
yeah,
quite
I
hard to
love
go.
my hotels. Yeah, I
Yeah.
pay more. I love it.
But
absolutely.
we went to a festival a few weeks ago called Cross the Tracks in Brixton, and we had a fantastic afternoon.
Yeah.
And then you jump on the train and you're back in your own bed.
yeah.
And we left at 10. I was in bed, tucked up in bed by 11. I'll take that
yeah,
every
absolutely,
time.
yeah. Even Lake District when I go there,
Yeah.
Pembroke. What's it? Lake District, Windermere. So they have a pub there. I think the old and the new Dungeon Gill, and they've got amazing like rooms above the pub. You can pay slightly more for some lush shower and stuff. So I go hiking and I come there and just sleep with the massive shower just on the floor with hot water. And I like to come back to a nice bed and nice meal.
beautiful, I agree.
I'm not going in a tent.
No.
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 When I was 20, maybe, I don't know, not now.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
ways, no. Not doing that.
We bought a tent when my daughter was young, and we
Yeah.
went away with other families, I think maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
So that tent went out 4 nights. 4 nights it did. And it went to the charity shop a couple of months ago.
What do you guys, do you do any of the activities sports-wise? Do you play anything outside your work?
I cycle.
Okay.
And I tell you what I'm really enjoying at the moment is Pilates.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Really enjoying.
Mat Pilates, or do you do the mat Pilates, or do you do the one
Mat.
with the...
I do mat. Yeah,
okay.
not reformer. No, I just do mat.
Okay.
But it amazes me what a workout
Yeah,
it is.
of course, yeah.
And I was talking to the instructor the other day, and someone had said, "Oh, why don't you go along to the Barnes Fair and show people doing Pilates?" And he said, "But you look at it and it just looks like people are bending over. It doesn't look difficult." And boy, it hurts. Boy, it hurts.
Yeah,
Again, I go with my brother, and every now and again we catch each other's eyes, and it's like,
Why am I?
yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're coming almost to an end.
Okay.
It's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say about your cafe agency?
Yeah.
How people can contact you?
Yes, absolutely. So, like I say, cafe agency, we've been around about 5 years. We really work on brand strategy, brand ideas,
Yep.
and that can come out
Okay.
as kind of creative ideas, film, any
What's
kind
the
of
address?
media.
Cafe agency doc.
I'm Bob at thecafeagency.com,
Okay.
and we are thecafeagency.com.
The website.
The
Yeah.
website.
Okay.
But yeah, anything on brands, or
Yeah.
if you just want to have a kind of conversation about
Yeah.
life and the universe, then
Of course. Yeah. I
give me a
hope you do.
shout.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are amazing. So.
Well, thank you. Kapil.
Yeah, I think next project maybe I don't know what's going to be, but yeah, I've told people about you, so
Great.
it's been
Really
it's been
appreciate
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've loved working with you.
No, thank you.
So
I had lots of questions, a lot of emails I was sending as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was just I was new to this with so many
Yeah.
people working. I've done radio shows where there are people
Yeah,
behind me,
yeah,
where I was a guest and not the presenter. But then even with this, there's so many of you, and I'm like, wow, there's so many brains working behind this.
what do they all
And
do?
yeah, this is it. I'm like waiting for that week that when we
know.
book an appointment, what's going to be next?
I know.
I'm just waiting for it, and it was
Yeah.
I think Da Vinci said the simplicity is the ultimate sophistication,
Absolutely.
and I think that's what I was looking for. A simple thing. That's it.
Yeah.
People to read, and that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
So
And I can't remember if I ever said this to you, but a guy I used to work with used to talk about kind of the difference between me as the kind of the strategist and the project lead and the creative or the designer. This guy would say it's the creative's jobs to say, is this good?
okay,
And it's your job, my job, to say, is it right?
okay.
And if you can get those two things those two things working hand in hand,
Then
so it's really good because it stands out and it's
Yeah.
novel, but it's also right.
Yeah.
It's saying the right things about you and your brand.
Yeah.
Then that's kind of where the magic happens.
Okay. So what do you think of my website?
I don't know, who did you work with? It must have been a
Barbie,
really good
Barbie.
agency. Yeah, Barbie.
Thanks for coming on my show. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you for
I
having
hope we
me.
keep in touch. I think Pete,
course.
I may go and play golf with him sometime.
Yeah, great idea.
So yeah,
Great
I don't
idea.
play golf. I go with my clients sometimes just to mess around.
Yeah.
So
He's
yeah.
very keen.
Yeah.
And
So
go.
we'll
Maybe
see
I'll
that,
come
yeah.
with you.
Yeah, why not?
That
Yeah.
would be fun.
We
I'm
do
a terrible
Pilates while you're
golfer.
waiting for a shot.
There we go. Like I say, I'm a jack of all trades.
Thanks for watching Confessions with Coach K. Please don't forget to click like, share and subscribe.